Everybody wants you when you're rich.
And unfortunately, I've learned when I give 10,000 here, 5,000 here of cash to somebody, and then they blow it, and then they don't got nothing.
They don't use it right.
And then they look at me like I f***ed up or I did something wrong, and then they come back and they ask me again and again and again.
What's up, guys? It's Bad Decisions, where we watch people make
bad decisions.
It's your boy Sherm.
It's your man Jay.
I definitely feel for logic in this situation. I think a lot of rich or wealthy people get unfairly demonized in the media. A lot of people saying, oh, they're selfish, they don't help people. But in reality, they're technically the people that help the most.
So you took it to a big picture perspective. I'm not focusing on Logic specifically. So I used to like Logic a lot before he was signed.
See, I ain't signed, but at this point in time, I'm feeling like the 368 wonder of the world. Just my steal girl, all I do is rhyme and get money. That's my repertoire.
I'm not saying I like him now, but like I really got into the music back then. I had a friend that put me onto him, and he'd always talk about in his music about his dad and about, you know, his whole family situation. And what I got to say about this is that Logic does not owe anybody anything. Not one single person.
Now as a fucking millionaire who has broken that cycle, made it out the hood, educated myself, and understand what it means to be self-sufficient, there is no way as a fucking man that I could ever, as much as it hurts me to see the people that I love struggle, give them money and watch them just burn it to nothing again.
Especially if they did nothing for him. If someone did something to help him get to where he's at and played some role in his success, even then, I don't think he owes him anything. That's my take on it.
And I would have to agree, because just like you, I mean, guys, we hang out together. I've known him for a long time. So I've also been a fan of Logic, and I know that like his parents had problems. Like I think his mom was on drugs at some point in time, and I think his dad was just irresponsible. Maybe he was on drugs. I can't remember whether or not. But here's the thing. So if you're irresponsible with managing all of your kids' lives and you can't even manage to stay clean, then how do you expect him to trust you with money and manage money if you can't manage your life and then get mad when he doesn't want to give you the money?
Right.
We talked about the fact that, you know, if I help you, because I know you've talked about me, you've said, you know, Dad and Bobby don't help nobody. You've said this. I'm not saying you're saying it right now.
No, I mean, the bottom
You've
line
said
is, it's been said by me before.
Exactly.
But the bottom line is, what I realize is that you don't owe me a motherfucking thing. You don't owe me nothing. You know, and I had to come to the realization of that. You know,
because here's the thing. I believe in family, right?
Yeah.
And I believe like, yeah, you should always look after your elders, but that is not a guarantee. That's a privilege.
It is.
When you treat your kids right, and when I mean treat right, that doesn't mean like they grew up with all the amenities, they gotta have everything in the world. But when you truly work hard and you raise your kids good and you try and you use your best efforts, then yeah, I believe as a child you deserve to give your parents the world. But when you don't do that, you asking for money is just entitlement. Especially for because here's the thing, people who are bad with money think that money is like an endless like well, like, okay, you're famous, you can make money. Like, no, he has to produce money, he has to go on tours, he has to sell merch, like you have. And not only that, it's also music, right? And what is music is subjective. That means he could put out album number 1, it does great, and then album number 2 goes triple styrofoam. So it's not guaranteed even with that. And another thing about finances too, right, is let's say his dad might know how much $1 million house is for him, but you gotta think, his dad wants it, his mom wants it, his sister wants it, all the siblings want it.
I've also had my sister ask me to buy her a house. I've had my brothers ask me to give them money. I've given tens of thousands of dollars to my brothers and my sisters, and I've seen them piss it away. So when you do the math, right, and we did the math earlier today,
Exactly.
It's you, it's my mama, it's my brother, it's my sister, it's my other sister, it's my other sister, it's my other sister, it's my other brother, it's my other brother. That's 9. Now let's not talk about how many f***ing kids all these people got.
And here's the thing, in America, you never really own a house, because guess what? Once you're done paying it off, it's taxes. So do you know what the taxes are on $1 million home?
A lot.
And then wait, then you got multiplied by what, 5-6 people?
And you have maintenance, and you have insurance,
and you have housekeepers. You can't clean a house that big. You gotta have housekeepers.
So exactly. So, and I'm gonna add to what I said earlier. I said he owes no one anything. The only people he owes anything are his kids. He doesn't have any, I don't think.
Yeah, he has one. He has one.
He's a kid?
Yeah, he has one.
Only person he owes is his kid, and that's it. Because he brought that kid into the world, or helped bring that kid into the world. That's it. What you said, I agree with. Especially being, I'm a first generation guy, a first generation Nigerian. As a first generation Nigerian, I understand that you take care of family. especially your elders. So if Logic has the feeling he needs to take care of his parents or his father, I get it.
Daddy, I love you with all my heart, and the only reason I ain't never given you a crazy amount of money is because I didn't want to see you blow it. Now, with all that said, we had a conversation today. I'm gonna buy you a truck, and I'm gonna do more than that.
But taking care of your aunt and your cousin and your uncle, it's just too much. It's too much.
Not to mention that these are the same people. So the same people that asked for your help are the same people that put his name through the mud. Which this is the part that makes me the most mad. Because there's few people in your life, especially when you're famous, that you can honestly trust. Your family should be number one. The fact that his family was willing to sling mud on his name over financial reasons, which they've never had the finances before Logic. So they never even had a chance to get it. But you're going to sling mud on his name just because he doesn't give you exactly what you want when you want it.
Right.
Crazy.
No, that's very disrespectful.
Crazy.
It's very crazy. It's very disgusting, honestly. And the fact he seems like he's that type of guy that's still going to help out, I mean, he has a kind heart, because after that, I don't know what I do.
I mean, you can tell he's a nice guy, but in this interview, you can tell he's fuming. He's mad.
Well, he's pissed off, but
Yeah.
he's still so nice as he's pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I think the part that made me most mad is at this clip. Did you see at the end of this clip?
What?
Where he said, "Oh, Dad, I'm still going to get you a truck."
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, is your dad only admitting this because you're going to get a truck?
It's a good question. So I'm always leery about these stories where it seems that there's an absentee parent who magically shows up once their child becomes successful and tries to establish some type of relationship. To me, this always seems very snaky. Like, if you weren't there when they were struggling, why are you all of a sudden there now when they have money? It bothers me.
Yeah.
So I wonder, and again, I don't know enough about obviously behind the scenes of what their relationship is like, but it just seems like his dad. I'm totally reaching right now, but I get the sense his dad is just. If he didn't have the money, would his dad be around? I don't know. Could be, maybe. I don't know, but it just seems snaky to me.
I mean, ultimately, what this comes down to is, man, everybody has that one person in their family that they can't trust or that's not good with money. And unfortunately, it seems like it's his dad and maybe his mother. I don't know.
Sounds like it's his whole extended family.
That too.
Truthfully. I have family back home, and I say back home, I have family who aren't in the United States. They live in Nigeria. They live back overseas. Even before I met them in person, I would send them money sometimes. And so I understand where Logic comes from. I think it's a natural thing to want to help. Depending on who you are, too, and your personality, it's a natural thing to want to help others, especially if they're like, part of your family. So I get where he's coming from, but at some point in time,
You gotta know when to say no.
you gotta know when to say no and when to set boundaries. And I'm a firm believer in you teach people how to fish, and you don't just give them fish. So if you give them 10,000, 15,000, 5,000, and they blow it, at that point I don't feel bad.
Yeah.
But if I give you that money and help you set up a business, or I give you that money and help you go to school, if I give you that money and help you find a way to make more of it for yourself, I'm all for that. But just you coming back to me over and over asking for handouts, no.
Another YouTuber made a really good point, right? His name is Patrick Bet David.
Oh, shout out to Patrick.
Yeah,
PBD,
Patrick Bet
man.
Davis.
PBD.
He said that he had, and see, guys, I'm forgetting right now, but he basically had it was like a scale of entitlement. Like the first time you give something, they're grateful. The second time they expect it. The third, it basically went down the line of what happens when you constantly give someone something. And I thought that was just perfect. When I saw that video, I was like, yeah, I mean, and not only that, but I thought it was a good reminder to let people know that like the first time handing out something is fine, but you can't keep doing it. You have to teach people. It's like dealing with kids, right? So I have relatives, right? And I was raised pretty much like, here you go, here's your stuff, but you got to work for it, right? So I wasn't handed everything as a kid. But I have certain relatives where they hand their kids everything. Absolutely everything. And I know they give their kids everything because every time I'm around them, like we go to the store, they're constantly asking for stuff. They think that they're entitled to the stuff. And I'm like, man, like, and they ask me like, hey, like, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I'm like, your kids are spoiled. And they're wondering why their kids don't appreciate stuff because you give them everything and you don't make them work for anything.
Yeah, that sounds like the flip side of the coin to this situation, but I get your point.
What do you mean, the entitlement?
It's a different type of entitlement.
Yeah, I mean it's a different type of entitlement, but I mean, oh yeah, I see what you're saying because yeah, they didn't work for it. But I mean, to me, the reason why I say it's similar is because I mean they didn't work for it and they won it.
Absolutely.
Just like Logic's money.
Absolutely.
They didn't work for that. How many albums have they sold?
Right. I mean, listen, I don't want to spoil my kids. I don't have any kids yet, but I'm not gonna spoil them. I'm not gonna. At least I'm gonna try not to spoil them. But at least I'll be in a position to where I can spoil them if I want. And they're my children. I brought them here, so I have a responsibility to them. But I don't have a responsibility to my cousin. Love my cousin, but and this is not nothing. If you watch this,
Yeah.
no, not to my
Yo,
cousin,
he
but-
gonna be mad as hell from
Yeah.
Nigeria, bro.
But it's like my point is like I don't owe him. I help because out of
Yeah, I mean, you want to be nice.
I
You,
got
you
love
see
for him.
someone not doing that great. Hey, here you
Yeah.
go. You know,
But,
it
you know,
happens. Not
so-
everyone's up in life all the time.
Right.
You know? Life goes in waves. But nonetheless, man, I'm gonna say that Logic made a good decision not giving them everything they wanted because they're entitled. They don't deserve it. What are you gonna say? Good decision, bad decision?
Yeah, no, it's a good decision. He's saying that. Well, I don't know because he's probably gonna keep giving them money, but good decision on what he's trying to say. Like, listen, guys, I've given you money, you've blown it. I'm not gonna keep doing it. I agree with that. So, good decision.
Yeah. All right, guys. So if you think Logic made a good decision, leave a like, leave a comment. If you think Logic is making a bad decision, leave a like and leave a comment. Decision makers, we're out.